DOJ opens an investigation into the NBA for tampering with ice cubes, the big three.
As they should.
Yeah, they've been fucking with him heavy, and now the Department of Justice is opening up an investigation against these jokers. They did something wrong for them to open up a case, because before, he was screaming like, yeah, they just don't fuck with me, but now he got, the DOJ on their ass. Like, look, y'all telling players, or telling people, not referees, not to coach these games. Y'all telling players, not to participate in this. And mind you, it's just an extension, they're getting paid, they're getting exposure, and it's like, a branch of the fucking NBA. But because he's involved, for some reason, I don't know why, they don't want to fuck with him.
Okay,
man, I believe personally, my bad. I believe personally that a lot of that shit stems from. It's like the world turned on that man when he took that meeting with the Trump administration.
I don't think that's it. If anything, that would give him more leg room inside the room. But no, the fact that they've been doing this, he's been doing, how many years the big three's been up and running? It's been up and running for a minute now.
Yeah, but my point is, it was like a domino effect when he went on that Cocktails with Queens, and he started having that conversation. Next thing you know, everybody was in his ass, and he had to clarify. Mine was. I didn't call mine the platinum plan. Mine was a contract for Black America, and I hit up both the Democrats and Republicans, and the Democrats said they was going to take the meeting, but they didn't. Whatever. But it just seems like after that, because the big three, man, I remember it was, man, I watched that shit. It was dope.
2017 it started.
Okay. It was a little half-court joint, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's growing. Still growing.
And what I liked about it, my bad, what I liked about it is a lot of these cats that was in the league some time ago could still come through. We can enjoy seeing them play again. They can get a couple bucks. And we got to see that people still appreciated them, and that just because, they time may have been up in the league, people still wanted to see these gentlemen. So, I mean, I enjoyed it, but it's clearly some things going on, man. I mean, you're talking about it's so bad. They said that the owners were told not to invest any money in it.
Yeah, I mean, he went around them, and that got them burnt. You know what I mean? They real burnt because he went around them, and it's working. And it was like, shit. It's kind of one of those. Why didn't we think of that? Right. After the fact. And like I said, I don't think it's about his, his media presence and all that stuff. It's his business savviness. He went around and got people to back him. Because it's him, he's the face of it, but he has donors and all that other stuff and sponsors. But that's what I'm saying. They're going after people, telling them there will be consequences if you rock with the big three. That's where they overstepped. Like, let him do his thing. He didn't win around y'all. Y'all don't want to work with him. Y'all don't want to roll with him. He's gonna roll over you. And nothing's bigger than the fucking NBA right now. But he still he found a way, and they can't stand it. Because now you can't put it back in the bottle.
I'm gonna say something at the Clint. Go ahead.
Okay. The big thing about it is where this comes from, and this is with all leagues, but the NBA goes back to this from back during the late 70s and the 80s.
The ABA. Go ahead.
Boom.
Go ahead. I see where you was going. Go ahead.
They have an anti-competitive standpoint, and you even see this with the AFL or even with the XFL, with the NFL.
There you go.
They don't like competition. They don't like the idea of competition. They don't like the idea of anything is going to take eyes off them. You can't tell me, and I haven't researched this, so I don't like throwing out the word allegedly. I usually research heavy. I dropped the ball on this one. But even looking at something like And One, the fact of the matter was, And One at one point got people watching ball and watching hoop that wasn't watching before. I look at the fact of And One fed into, Rucker Park and all that other stuff was going on long before And One happened. But the fact of the matter is, hip hop's association with ball, because you had Terror Squad teams, you had Rockefeller teams, everything else. Everybody had those squads. Yeah, Bad Boy. All these squads were directly associated with rap labels and was heavily marketed, and that was a big thing. That would thrive, and that's in my opinion, that's what the big three was leaning back towards, was almost like, okay, not only do we have the legitimacy of having former, or even if you want to be a current NBA player, G Leaguer or whatever,
Right.
G League, they swallowed up the G League. The farm league system was its own entity. And then they was like, no, we'll make you a farm league because we can't have these cats that, because we only got so many slots in the NBA, going there and starting an alternative league for you to watch. So no, you'll be our farm system. Come on. They keep swallowing up stuff and being like, you could be a part of us, but you can't be you. So that's the biggest thing for me, is it's an anti-competitive standpoint of, no, you can't have your own. They did the ABA dirty because so many teams fell off because of the simple fact that it was like, nah, we got to take y'all. We want all your hottest cats. Come on and bring them. We want your hottest teams. Bring them. And the rest of those teams fell off because those owners didn't have the money to go along with what was required. And now they are a money-making machine. They print money now. Those multi-billion-dollar TV contracts. And that's what's fighting against Cube. And that's the problem. I get what you're saying about who he's aligned himself with politically, the standpoints, the statements that he's made about how he feels and what he sees as far as how he's been played, and how us as a people and a culture have been played by big media and everything else. But even more so on top of that, it's a money and a power grab. You are not going to use our certified and trained referees. You're not going to use our former talent. You're especially not going to use our current talent. And it's not a case of like, oh, well, we're protecting our players. We don't want them to get hurt. Y'all still let these cats do Drew League every offseason.
Right.
What was big man from OKC that got hurt? I can't think of his name right now, and I could kick myself in the butt because he just popped up this year. Lost the whole season when he was up there guarding LeBron during last year. I think that was Drew League, and got himself hurt. Somebody correct me in the comments. But big man that was like in the top 3 picks from last year's draft got hurt in the offseason league guarding LeBron. LeBron, biggest name in the league right now, is playing in these offseason leagues. So don't tell me that you can't do it. But what you've done is made it uncomfortable so they can't go do it in this man's league. Because there's no reason that the big three can't flip and be a big 5 and do a 5-on-5 league. There's enough talent out there.
Right.
I understand the gimmick of it is the big three, but I'm saying you could get these other players involved if you have a bigger crop of talent to mess with. He could be Drew League Part 2 with more spectacle behind it. Go ahead. What you saying?
No, real quick, and I'm gonna let my plane is. I'm not arguing with anything either of you gentlemen are saying. My point is this. You know, he even says, hey, I didn't align myself with him. I'm doing this for black people, so I took the meeting. And that, it's like they've been on his ass ever since then, right?
Yeah.
In light of this whole Israel Palestine thing, I was watching something the other day on TV, and even an article, it was either article, I think it was TV, but they were talking about, anti-Semitism, and they went all the fucking way back to NWA.
Of course,
specifically
Ice Cube's verse,
Ice Cube's verse,
attorney
about Jerry Heller. You know what I'm saying?
You let us break up our crew,
right? And so, they started making sure that they was pointing the finger. And right now, I mean, anytime a fucking bank say, "Hey man, we ain't gonna hold your money," you know what I mean? These people can say, "Hey man, we ain't got power like that," but when a fucking bank says, "We ain't gonna hold your money," which is what they did to Kanye, you know what that label means. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's everything that you guys are saying. But with the tinfoil Scully, I think it's that too. Go ahead.
And I do agree that Cube. I get tired. No. I got you. I get tired of what people like Cube with other people like that, whether former gangster rapper. This man has been an entrepreneur longer than he has ever been a rapper.
Right.
He has been he's been a family entertainer longer than he was a rapper. Right. If you really want to look at
kids who don't know him as a rapper, they know him as that dude from Are We There Yet?
Right.
I mean, just like Ice-T. I mean, we know because we were present, but this new generation, all they know is this dude. That's the funny dude from Friday.
There you go.
And that's what it is.
Ice-T is who my grandmama watch on Law and Order.
Yeah, Ice-T sold me my extended car warranty. That's that guy.
All right.
Hey,
what we
man,
got next?
What you call it? I sent you that. I didn't. Damn, I didn't send it to Ob.